This portion of the video is part 2 of Alma Richmond's life. Okay, today is Tuesday. Today is Tuesday, October the 17th. And so we're going to finish up what we started. Today we're going to talk more about after you got out of grammar school, what you did. So I appreciate you taking out the time, talking with us, sharing with us your life story, and hopefully this video will be seen by several generations to come. And that's the purpose of this, is to let my children's children know about their great-grandmother, their great-great-grandmother, and because I didn't know about my great-grandmother until you told me.
Yeah.
And so it's
and
good.
My grandparents.
Your grandparents.
Grandpa.
Right. So this is the purpose of this. This is why we're spending the time. So, okay, I'm going to get out of the picture and you can start.
Well, okay then, thank you. I'll tell you as much as I can.
Okay.
And it just brings a lot of memory back to me, too.
So tell me, after you got out of grammar school, what did you do?
Well, I had some nice teachers. And the last year in school, that was considered the first year high school. But we didn't have a high school to go to there in Mount Airy. But in North Carolina, they had plenty of boarding schools. If you wanted to send your daughter to boarding school, you could. But they had white schools. They mixed at that time. So then I went to Miss Lamb's, a lady where my sister worked, looking after her son. And my sister, eloped and went to West Virginia and got married. And then when I got out of school...
Which sister is that?
That was Minnie.
Okay, so Minnie was...
Minnie went to Stokesbury, West Virginia, to my stepmother's family, and that's where she got married. And we was I was so outdone, I didn't know what to do. I said, I'm not going to call her no Minnie Sawyer. I'm going to always call her Minnie Sawyer. So anyway,
well, let me ask you more about that. So you didn't have no idea that she was going to go and
No, we didn't know it. And my stepmother had sent the letters. She'd get letters from her boyfriend.
That was Lyman Taylor.
Lyman Taylor.
Okay.
And which was my stepmother's brother.
Okay.
So she would get it. So she'd give her to Dr. N. Bureau the letters to take down to Minnie at Miss Lamb's.
Oh, because Minnie stayed there at Miss Lamb's house?
At Miss Lamb's house. She stayed there and worked for the little boy, the boy.
When did she come home? When did she come home?
On Sunday afternoon.
Oh, and then she went back Monday?
Monday and stayed till Sunday.
How much did she get paid for that?
I think she got $5 a week.
Okay. All right, so now y'all getting letters, and ain't Adrian?
No, we sent the letters, her mail down there to her, and they come back. They had the mail was crying. So of course, what y'all crying about? Miss Lamb said Minnie had gone to West Virginia to get married. Minnie had caught the Greyhound bus and gone to West Virginia, and we know she was eloped and got married.
Oh wow! About how old was she?
Huh?
About how old was she?
I don't know. They called one place to carry Miss Taylor and Lehman. They went to get the license. The judge told her to go back and put you at 18, old enough to get married. But she looked so young. She was 18.
Oh, okay. Okay. So after that, you took...
Then when I finished grammar school, I said, well, I want to go to Chicago because my sister, Mary, had come to Mount Airy to see about my grandfather. My grandfather died there during 1933. In 1933, that's when I finished grammar school. 34, I got the job with Miss Lamb. She said, well, I don't need no way. My son is of some size. Just I need a babysitter every now and then. She said, I said, I'll be a babysitter because I got to make some money because I wanted to come and get a high school diploma. She said, okay. She said, I'll give you 75 cents a week. I said, I'll take it. I would stay all night. I'd go home in the morning after I eat breakfast and everything. Then I'd stay till in the afternoon around 5 o'clock, and I'd go back to her house to look to be the babysitter. Well, maybe I did that for a month. I told her it was too much walking backwards and forth. It was nothing. So she said, okay, I'll give you $1.75. Then I stayed all night.
Okay.
So, but
you were like, how old? How old were you?
I just come out of grammar school.
Like 13? Yeah, 13 or 14?
No, let's see. I was 6 years old when I started the school.
Okay.
I only missed 1 year of the county for yourself.
Okay. And
how old was I?
So you was like 14 years old, because grammar school is 8 years. Didn't you stay in grammar school 8 years?
I went to started school when I was 6 years old. Now, I was 6, I come out of school at the 8th grade.
I know, and that's 8.
Count that.
Okay, so at 6, you were in 1st grade. Is that right? When you were 6, you were in 1st grade.
So you're 6, I was in your
1st grade.
I was in kindergarten.
Okay, so 8 years, 6 and 8 is 14.
That's how old I was.
Okay.
And I stayed in, everybody stayed in the 4th grade 2 years. So that makes, I was 15.
Okay.
15, and so.
Why did everybody have to stay in the grade twice?
I don't know, but Miss Jones was a teacher that had her degrees and everything. And when we got our report card, that everybody was so happy. And they, oh, did we get promoted to 4A? Okay. I said, what's on your card? 4A. Everybody. She kept everybody back. And the next year, then she was still our teacher.
Okay.
She taught us. She taught us everything. And so I guess the other teachers, I don't know, so y'all was how old when I come out of grammar school?
15.
15. Now, I saved my money. Then she finally started to give me $2.50 a week. And then I would, all I had to do was run the bathroom cleaner, wash the dishes, eat. She did the cooking, but I would fix my own breakfast. I had bacon and country bread. I mean, store-bought bread. That's something I wasn't used to.
Right.
And eggs, something I wasn't used to, because in the country they don't let young folks eat eggs. We had plenty of eggs, but they'd sell them. And so I'd have eggs and bacon, and I just thought it was the best stuff. I'd probably eat $10 or $15 worth of food. I was eating light bread. They call it light bread, but it was just bread. And so on Saturday evening, we go down. She let y'all go downtown. We downtown, but she could go down to the business section, where the stores and everything. So all the girls, most of me and Belle Green, and we'd always get together and go in stores and try on hats and look at dresses and walk around and go back to work. Then Sunday, she would take me home around after the drugstore would close. She'd have fried chicken, gravy, and rice, and chocolate ice cream. Every Sunday, she could make the best biscuits and fry the best chicken. And after I washed the dishes and put them all up, then me and her son would get in the car, and she'd take me home. Well, then I would get with the other girls. We just have a lot of fun, And so in 1934...
Well, first, before you go there, before you go into 1934, wasn't there some situations at Miss Lamb's house that you had talked about? Like you thought the husband or somebody was grabbed at, you thought you was afraid?
No, that was after came to Chicago.
Oh, that was after Chicago.
Yeah, I scared back there.
Okay, well, we won't go there yet. Okay, but I know you was...
No, Mr. Lambs was he at the drugstore. He was very nice, and he played golf. And so I saved enough money.
Well, wait a minute. Let me finish.
Oh.
You're going too fast. You talked about Miss Lamb having a bridge game. and somebody in the conversation came up about you or your family.
Oh, well, the white people, they'd get together and socialize. They'd play cards some weeks, and they do this and other. And so one day she came home and she said, "Oh, Emma, I found out you were related to the Fultons." I said, "Yeah, my mother was a Fulton." And this white lady said that you was kin to her. I said, "Well, I know my grandfather said that we're kin to some of the white folks down there."
Well, that was because the white folks, there was a Fulton slave owner, and he owned Fultons, and that's how the descendants came. Okay, so that's why.
And so she was surprised, I guess, to know that. And then, when I first got the job, I guess I'd been working about 3 months or something like that. She told me she was going to Georgia, and then for me to go home, and she'd let me know when she come back.
To Georgia?
And I said, "Oh, Lord, I'm going to lose that much money." So Papa happened to see her downtown. And Papa said, "Oh, Miss Lambs, I thought you was going to Georgia." She said, "Well, I didn't know how to tell your daughter that I didn't need her anymore because her friends at the different outings would tell us that when they would call my house, I would say, I wouldn't say yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. That was one reason. I wasn't trained to say yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. I would say yes, no, and I. And so she said I'd have to let her go. But now she can come back if she can. I mean, the phone rang. To me, it doesn't make any difference. She said, but when you answer the phone, you give them the respect. So Papa come and told me. I was so angry. I said I shouldn't go back. And now I done lost a week. Now go back. I said, Miss Lambert, I said, I heard that you want me to say yes, ma'am, and no, sir. And all that. To me, I said, oh, no, not to me, no. Just Ruby, just. So when the telephone rang, I said, "This is Miss Lamb's residence?" "Yes, ma'am, yes." But I was not used to saying yes, ma'am, and I have never had to say yes, ma'am. And my stepmother didn't teach us to say yes, ma'am, and yes, sir. She said that sound, I don't know. But a lot of kids said that. I don't know to say that now. They say yes, ma'am. I never taught my kids to say yes, ma'am. Did y'all ever say yes, ma'am?
No.
Annie Ruth never say yes, ma'am.
Yeah, because that's the way they were.
Yeah,
that's why they were trained.
This child across the street said, "Yes, ma'am." And I said, "Oh, you don't have to say yes, ma'am to me." That's a slave slang, I think.
Okay. So now it's 1934. You got your money to go to Chicago.
Yes, and that Friday, Saturday night, my girlfriend that we graduated with and her cousin gave me a farewell party at her house.
What's their name? Nellie Sue?
Nellie Sue was sick. Nellie Sue couldn't come to the party.
Oh.
Mary Martin and Curtis Thompson. And we had pop and cookies and whatever.
Where was the party at? Whose house?
At Mary's house.
Oh, okay.
Over on the new area. We lived in the old area. So Papa carried me. We didn't have cars. We walked and carried the lantern, So we had the party. We played turning the bottle stopper. You had to kiss that boy. He had to kiss you. And I forgot what else we played. And then the next morning, I went downtown. I had my bus fare. Papa carried my trunk on the wagon. He and Mr. Tom Clark, his best friend.
Okay. So
when I got right to the edge of town, I just got off the wagon and walked and got to the Greyhound bus station and put my money up to get my ticket. And I had $4 left. So Papa said, "Like you put too much money up there." But it was $1 bills and 50 cents.
How much did it cost?
I don't know. That was in 19.
But you remember everything.
That was in 1934.
You remember everything else.
I don't remember that. I do remember I had $4 over because I had went to see Uncle Mac that Friday. He gave me 2 silver dollar bills. And I had $2 green dollar bills. That's all the money I had in my little purse Miss Lamb said give me. I still got the purse. So I said, no, Papa, I think that's right. He said, let me count it, recount it. He recounted. He said, you're right. I got on the bus. You get on the bus at the back of the bus.
So you were 15 years old when you left there?
Was I 15? I worked a year.
Oh, okay. So you were 16 then. Go ahead.
And so I had never been anywhere without somebody with me. My sister or my daddy or somebody. We always be two. Now I get on the bus. I sit on not the long seat and not the seat, the next seat, right over the wheel. E.C. Bond, I know, and Walter Marshall Bond, and all of them was down at the bus station. So E.C. said, open the window. I said, no, you see, I said, we got to go over the Blue Ridge Mountain, and the water, and the air was too cold. And I'm sitting on the bus. And that's the last time I had ever seen E.C. E.C. graduated ahead of me. His grandmother raised them. And so when I got to Chicago, my sister said I had to change buses in twice. And I had my little trunk. I watched the trunk. At that time, they didn't put the trunks and things under the bus on top and put a canvas over it. Oh. But I could see my trunk. So we changed buses. I think it was in, it was the first time, I don't know if it was in Beckley or what. And then I got back on the truck. And then when we got in Cincinnati, we got off, and I went to the washroom, rushed right back to see where the buses was, so I could watch. And I saw my trunk, and I said, oh, Lord, it's coming open. Because we didn't have a key, we had a rope tie, Papa had a rope tie. And my stepmother had given me some fruit to bring me in the jars. I said, Lord have mercy. I said, but there are the people. I said, I've never seen so many people and buses, and I was just watching them. And I said, be ready, they come over that bus so I can get on it. Finally they came. You had to get on last anyway. And then I didn't have to change buses no more. Then I was sitting beside of a white man. And I ain't spoken that since I left North Carolina. So we got at 63rd Street in Chicago, Illinois. The bus stopped. The black folks started getting off the bus. I said, oh my God, I don't know what to do. My sister didn't tell me where to get off. I thought she'd get off at the bus station. So finally I asked the man next to me. He said, well, I think that you should stay on the bus because the bus station's at 12th Street. And that's the main bus station. I said, thank you. Now, we got it on a Sunday. We got to 12th Street, the buses and the people. And I looked and I saw my sister with my little nephew, Milton Haynes, on her hip, and her husband. And she was saying, come on, come on. And her husband said, she had to wait till the people get off first. And we said, and I was grinning, and we got off the bus. And they got in the car, and we came to 2251 West Fulton Street. That was my first landing. She had chocolate cake. The lady had just made a 3-layer chocolate cake, chicken, and I don't know what else. But after we eaten, then she washed my hair and curled it. Then we went over to Carrie's, and I got to see my favorite cousin, which we graduated from grammar school at the same time. Now he's in high school. He's second year high school.
Who was that?
Lloyd Fulton. And that's my mother's brother's child. Well, Aunt Carrie had let Mary stay at her house and finish high school. Then she let another one stay home. She didn't have any children. Now, I'm 2 years behind my cousin. And I said, Mary said, well, I said, I want to go to all-girls school. She said, that's Lucy Flower High School. That's on the west side of Chicago near Garfield Park. Is it Garfield Park?
Yes.
And that's where I started high school.
You were talking about your Uncle Uncle who gave you the silver dollars?
Uncle Mac. That's my daddy's baby brother, and he's married to my mother's baby sister. So I went to see them over at the Flat Rock. That's the Flat Rock, the quarry where he worked. And he worked there for 45 years without a vacation. And a half a day on Saturday. That's what used to get me. They get off at 3:30 on Saturday. And then through the week, they get off at 5:30. And you hear the whistle blowing the train. He lived there until he died. And that stone, that's what cut his lungs up. But,
okay, so now you said that he probably should have gave you. He could have gave you more than those two
yeah, he
silver.
had plenty of money. The depression didn't bother him because he worked all through it, and he didn't have no children. And I said, then he gave me $2. I said, but since I got older, I said, well, how come I didn't just pay my way, and I could have come on up here and didn't even have to work for that white woman for nothing.
Right. Okay, so now you're at Aunt Carrie's house.
So what?
I said, so now you're in Chicago. You at Aunt Carrie's house. Now what happens?
Oh, then Aunt Carrie was glad to see me, and I had never seen her husband before. And that was the third time I had ever seen Aunt Carrie. And then I saw Lloyd. Lloyd came up. So me and Lloyd went on to ourselves. We was talking and carrying on. So Aunt Carrie told my sister, what in the world are they talking about? They just, Marissa, I guess they're glad to see each other. He was asking me about his little sisters and brothers. And I was telling about everybody that was down home, asking about him and everything. He looked the same. So that's the way the water rolls.
Okay, so now you got into Lucy Flowers. Tell me about Lucy Flowers, your experience there.
Yeah, because bus fare at that time was, I think, 7 cents. And my sister said, now, you take the bus from Oakley and Lake to the destination, the golf around there.
Right.
And she said, be sure to get a transfer. I ain't never rode no bus. I ain't never rode. It was a trolley. That wasn't a bus. It was like a trolley train on a track. And so I went there for about 3 months before they found out that I was from out of state and I had to take a test. Anybody from out of state, they have to take a certain kind of test. If they've been sick or they had a school just for that. The girl, just like Lucy Flower, was connected. I'd taken the test talking about who is the mayor, who is this. We didn't know about no mayor.
Right.
I didn't even know we had a mayor. All I knew, we lived in Sawyer County in District 3.
Okay.
And what that meant, I didn't even know, but now I know what it meant.
Okay.
And so they said, well, I couldn't go to school there. I had to go to this other school and get a diploma, then come to the school. I told Mary, Mary said, well, my mother-in-law teaches school right here on Levy. You can walk to school. I said, I'm not going to school under her.
Why not?
I didn't want somebody watching me all the time, and you want me to probably, I don't know, I said, no, I'm not going there. So she found this other school, the Georgia School, off of Halsey. And I drive the Lake Street to Halsey, and Halsey south. I didn't forget where I get off. And girls that was 18, some of them was 19, some of them had been sick, some of them had, just like me, come from the country, didn't know nothing. And then we made our own dresses, the same thing that had at Lucy Flower. And then I graduated, and then I went back to Lucy Flower. And so one of the teachers said, don't I remember seeing you here before? I said, yeah. She said, well, how did you get back there? Don't Jenny let you come back here when they expel you from school? I said, oh, we've been expelled. Then I explained to her, and when I got to this school, there was a girl there. She was dark brown skin, and she was the only black girl there. And me, and so she said her name was Frances Rogers. I never will forget it. She said, I can't associate with you because I don't know what she said. I said, oh, no.
Was she black?
She was black.
Oh, okay.
And then I was black. And then I didn't see no more blacks there.
Oh, okay.
So when I came home, I told my sister. She said, oh, she probably was one of these West Indians or something. She said, just don't pay her no attention. I said, I won't. So then before that, the next day we went to school, there was another girl who came. Her name was Josephine Hawkins. She was from the southern part of Illinois. And I wondered how come she didn't have a high school to go to, because it was in Illinois.
Right.
So we were friends until I just started taking beauty culture in a paying place to get state license. After I went to Lucy Flower for, I think, 2 years, my sister said, well, you won't get, take beauty culture and sewing and all of that. She said, you won't get a state license. Why don't you just go to a regular beauty culture school and get state license? So that's what I did, and I worked under my sister, which I was apprentice to.
Apprentice
to her, and did hair.
Okay.
And so then I went to scientific school of beauty culture, and I graduated from there.
Well, I want to ask you one thing about scientific beauty culture. You always talk about you had to learn the bones in the face. You said you had to learn about the bones in the face and all that.
Yeah.
So tell me something that you remembered about that. You always
Well, we had to have electricity and the muscles and things on the face. I remember the electricity. So what is electricity? Electricity is a force of nature present everywhere, which aggravates the form of matter known as ether. And there's two kinds, static and magnetic. Static is the one that works. Magnetic is the one that stays. Then we had to learn Ohm's law. That's when so many seconds that the electric, it goes for Ohm's law to something. I forgot what that was. And Miss Fraser said, you have to learn that. Then we had to learn how to wrap for a perm, because white people had perms hanging from it looked like a tree to me. But now they don't do that. Then we had the muscles for the face.
Tell me the muscles.
And down to the neck, to the third vertebrae.
Tell me the muscles.
Okay. Around the mouth is a butcherary, or the butcher. I can't say it. And around the eye was the occupation. The or I think that was around the eye. Then we learned about different odors of sweat. And a brumidrosis, that's the worst kind. And chromidrosis has a little blood in the sweat. And it starts us to see. And it's natural. It's a natural sweat. But bromidrosis, we used to be being called to be in the beauty shops. If we'd be doing somebody's hair, we smell them or something. We should seem like the bromidrosis is around here somewhere. And we'd be laughing and all, because both of us went, she's from the South too, my cousin. We both went to scientific school. And
which cousin is that? Which cousin went to scientific?
Carl, and both of us went. If we would have got to you're supposed to put 1,000 hours. The 1,000 hours. Yeah, that's what it was. And they put that in. So when we went to take that state board, whew, but I got my state license, I got my little thing, I had to hang it up.
Well, tell me the story behind it. The first time, you didn't pass it.
75 was for the practical, for the written, and 80 was for the practical. I made 80. I made 74. Got like that, didn't pass. I went down south and came home. They had got the guy and they didn't tell me. When I got back, they told me. I said, they wouldn't give me 1 point? I said, they wouldn't. I ain't going back there. Mary said, oh, please go. I said, I'm not going back there. I didn't have to take the
written.
What's it called? Didn't have to take the practical. So when time come, Miss Fraser sent me. I hadn't studied nothing. I didn't know about pass. I didn't care. So then my cousin, under me. We was always aggravating each other.
Well, that was
And
Coyle? Was that Coyle?
That was Hazel.
Oh, you and Hazel.
Hazel was younger than me.
Y'all were always in
And
competition.
she telling something down south, and and Mary said, "Y'all gonna keep when you can get to fight." And I said, "No, we ain't." So then she decided she was gonna go to beauty culture, because two of her sisters are already beauticians. I said, "Now if she go and get ahead of me," I said, "I never would hear the last of it." Boy, you talking about studying. I didn't want to. But my sister, I guess, was glad. Then she had to send me because I was the pretty to her. So she sent me to take the time when it came up. Every time I get to one question, I would do it. Then I'd go and ask so you could ask the monitor.
Yeah, monitor.
I said, so and so said so. And she said, well, I put it down. I could tell when I was right and when I was wrong. So when I got my license back that time, I made the 80 again. I did the practical work. Had my cousin did her hair, crocodile did all over and pulled her hair down straight and pushed it, give her Marcel the one said, perfect. I knew I could do that.
Marcel and crocodile.
I could do all of the practical work.
Okay, Marcel is the waves.
Waves.
Okay.
Natural.
All waves. Now, crocodile is what?
It's curls.
So where would you put the curls at?
That because you can push that into a wave easy.
Okay.
And I don't make no mistake. So Hazel's hair come down to here. I had it waved all the way down, like ocean. It was perfect. And I did that curl, that wave on the perm, what you put on that stick, perfect. I knew I'd pass. I wasn't even worried about it. Now Hazel goes the next 6 months to take her test. They asked her to name and describe the muscles of the face.
That's all?
She's a bucinator. Oh, I said, boy, I'm glad I didn't have that. But it was good. But she never did do, all she ever did was shampoo. She didn't do hair. What did Hazel do?
So when you got your license, so where was the first beauty shop, where was it at that you first worked?
At 138 North Oakland Boulevard.
At Mary Haynes Beauty Shop?
Haynes Beauty Shop. We had a big sign on the thing, Haynes Beauty Shop.
Oh, yeah. How about your customers? What about your customers?
Oh, we just like, when we get to work, we people standing in line waiting for us to open the door.
How much was it to get your hair washed and pressed?
$2.50.
$2.50.
Retrace, $1.50. And
a retrace is when you
we go back and they go over there and don't wash it,
okay.
But you do the same thing.
Okay.
So, but at that time that was good. And then just before, during the war, everybody started. We did get $5 a head. We charged $5 and $5.50 if your hair was long and thick.
Oh, okay.
And if you got like a hot oil treatment, that was 50 cents. And then she sold all the metal walking goods. We sold the Chicago Defender. We sold the Pittsburgh Curry. We sold the Ebony, the Jet. Every Friday there would be so many papers, and my sister did that in order to give little kids work to do. And they'd come up, and you'd only get 5 cents a paper. She would give them 5 cents, and she'd take the 2 cents.
Oh, wow.
And one day she was away on her vacation. That Friday, all the papers came. I had to cut them loose. Time I get started back on the customer, another little boy come in, bring his money and get some more papers. When she came back from that vacation, I said, stop it. I said, I ain't giving no more papers. I ain't doing it no more. And I said, it's too much. So that's when we stopped selling Defenders. But Pittsburgh Curry, Jet, and Ebony. And what else was that? Jet and the Ebony. And look at it.
And what about, and you sold Madam Walker products, y'all, that y'all.
We sold that. Yeah,
you kept selling that? Did you all keep selling that?
Yeah, we sold that. We get a percentage off of that too.
Okay.
She's a peddler. She'd sell. She'd make money, and we give electric treatment too. Dollar rate treatments. Like, wouldn't be 50 cents. She would 50 cents then was just like $5 now. You know.
Okay.
Because I said if I was getting paid like they're getting now, my Social Security would be high. But I wasn't making that much, so my Social Security that I draw is low.
Right. Okay, so now you are working in the beauty shop with Aunt Mary, and who else?
Well, we first started out with my cousins, Carl Fulton, Pearl Fulton, me, Mary. Then Pearl and Carl got their own shop.
Okay.
They on Lake Street. We on Lake and off of Lake and Oakland. Then there was me, Minnie, she taking beauty culture from Matter Walker. Minnie, Dorothy Dickinson from Scientific School of Beauty Culture. Vera from Matter Walker.
Oh.
Unita.
I wonder why did they take it from Madam Walker versus Scientific School of Beauty Culture? You was at the Scientific School of Beauty Culture. Why did you go there versus Madam Walker?
Well, Dee and Carl and Dorothy and Lillian went to Scientific School of Beauty. It was on the west side.
Okay.
We didn't have to go way out south.
Okay.
And then Carl and I got a bargain, supposed to got a bargain. Okay. If we had paid, I think it was $175 each when we started, or else we'd have to pay the whole thing. So I had mine, and I thought Carl had hers. And when we got there, Carl only had her 50. And then we had to pay the whole thing, and that's why we went to Scientific School of Beauty Culture. But Mary was going to Matter Walker when I came here.
Oh, okay.
Then Pearl came in, she went to Matter Walker. And that's how that, and Minnie, she went to Matter Walker, and Vera. So that's how that happened. Okay. That's the reason we went, because it was at the Walter School, didn't have to pay fair.
Okay, so...
I was doing hair, too. I was working. I worked the whole time I...
was in school?
Was going to school, because I didn't watch it when it first started. I told Mary, I said, I can't do this. The hair burns my finger. She said, this is the only thing that you have to do the rest of your life, because black folks are going to always have nappy hair. So I said, well... So after that... did it, but she opened a beauty shop, had 7 booths. Oh, it was nice. Had our uniform made with her name on it, Haynes Beauty Shop. One of the most popular beauty shops on the west side. And she did styled hair for different churches. We modeled. She won the trophy cup. Mm-hmm. But I think I don't know how many times she was on the Bud Billikens parade on the float.
You were too.
And I was on the Bud Billikens parade from Miss St. Frazier's school. I won the trophy for 3 years in a row. Yeah. We were great.
Y'all were.
We knew it. And the people that wouldn't even have to get their hair fixed would come by there just to be. It's just like a family place. My sister, we was all from the country, but we was. Everybody liked us, and we knew all the churches. We'd buy dinners from everybody. Everybody had churches, something to do on Sunday, or they raised in money. They come out. They know they had at least 7 dinners. There were 7 of us, 7 operators.
Now, who did Mahalia Jackson's hair?
My sister Minnie washed the hair. Probably I would straighten the hair, Mary, but style the hair. We didn't take apartments. We take them as they come in, walk in.
Oh, okay. So what do you remember about her?
That's all that she used to sing at the Metropolitan Church, and she's in club number 20, I think on 26, and Miss Annie Haley, and all of them used to sing together. And that's how I knew they just a family of people had come to the beauty shop, and Mr. Reverend Ledbetter was the pastor, and he was very popular on the west side. And then she got famous. You know, she had singing solo songs you hear on the radio. We used to do her hair all the time, and then that's it.
Wow. Okay, so now you all are doing well. The beauty shop is doing well. Now you get the news from down south. The Depression came, and your grandfather and your father lose the land.
That's right away.
So that your father lost his land. So Aunt Mary was down south when she met with Charlie Fulton to negotiate buying that land back. Okay, well, tell me what happened.
You on the thing now?
Yes.
Oh, well, just like people, everybody in the country, to get fertilizer, I think they have the land. It's their land. They will mortgage it for the fertilizer. That fertilizer, I don't know how many $100 it is. And then in the fall, when they sell their tobacco, then they go pay the bank, get the deed back, whatever. Now, in 1930, I guess when Hoover was the president. Everything went for nothing. People didn't have nothing. Just like he said, in every pot it'll be chicken. In every pot they tell me was neck bones, but I never seen neck bones before. Grandpa carried his tobacco to town. And they all had just loads of tobacco. Okay, they're going to give Grandpa 35 cents, I think, a pound. He said, no. Before I'd sell my tobacco for 35 cents a pound, I threw it all on my field. And that's what he did. He brought it back. They tell me he dumped it. Now, who's going to pay? Who's going to pay for the fertilizer? He did it too fast. Now, Papa, I guess Papa's probably sold his for 35 cents. And they still couldn't have enough money to pay the mortgage off. So they let the mortgage stay in the bank. Next year they did it again, thinking they'll make more money to get the mortgage back. They didn't. Now Charlie Fulton went to the bank. Everybody that he saw that he wanted, he bought that. He paid for it, just like you pay for the mortgage, and it's yours.
Right.
Now, if you want it back, you got to pay Charlie Fulton to get that land back. Now, that happened. Grandpa died in 1933. This happened around 1930. During that person, 29 up to 33, and I came to Chicago. Me and my sister, we always would talk to Charlie Fulton. We'd go to town, if she come home to visit, we gonna go visit some of Grandpa's old white folks, some more white folks down south, because he's kin to her. So she asked him, he's up there visiting, she said, if we pay, how much would you charge us a month to pay? Would you take it for the mortgage? He said, well, $25 a month, would that be? I said, $25 a month, that's a whole lot of money, you know. So Mary said, I'll do it. He said, no, don't miss it. Now, if you're going to do it, and he said, when you get through, I'll give you the deed. He had the deeds. Mary would save $3, and I would save $2 a week. On the weekend, that's something Monday or Saturday, whenever, I would send take a month to get $25 together. The two of us got that $25 together and sent it every month till we paid him whatever Papa's mortgage was and give it to Papa and Cole then. Now, Uncle Vince his land didn't go to the bank because Uncle Mac and Aunt Lily got it before whatever didn't go to Charlie. I mean, Charlie didn't get they got it from the bank before it got more tax on it. Tax, you know, I think it grows tax
Interest.
or something.
Probably more interest on it.
And so that's how we got our land back.
Okay.
Then otherwise we would not have it.
So right today, you still have the land.
Yeah, we
and-
still have the land. Sister have her little part with the house on it. She's selling it now.
Okay. And so the deed then, once y'all got it, was in Cora and Neal Sawyer and heirs.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so right now it's 5 heirs. That's Harless, you, Uncle Gigi's daughters, Uncle Aaron's daughter, and who's the 5th?
LG.
I said Uncle Gigi's daughters, and I said Harless, you,
And Mary.
Milton. That's the 5th one. Okay, so right now they still own this land that
Yeah.
Mom and
It's been owned by that's in slavery.
it's been owned since slavery.
My grandfather bought it after he got old enough to work and get it. He bought the whole thing except where the house was at, the plantation house.
Right.
And that's where my sister was born, in the old plantation house. But he owned all that land from the river all the way back.
Your sister, that was Minnie.
Oh, I wish we'd taken it. That was a beautiful house. And that's what I told me. I said, Bill, why didn't you read it?
Well, okay, so now we got all of that. You're in the beauty shop, you're doing well, you're young. What now is going on in your life? Did you meet somebody? Did you get married? Now you're going to tell me about things after you're working and everything. So tell me about your life.
Now, my sister, the depression, general depression, was just about over. The coal mines that where my sister lived in West Virginia, Stokesville, West Virginia, had closed. So that's all the work that the men can do in the coal mine. So they moved to Chicago.
That was Minnie and Layman.
Minnie and Layman, Hollis and Dorothy. My sister Dorothy stayed with them because she went to high school in West Virginia.
Okay.
Now, when they came here, my sister Dorothy stayed with my Aunt Carrie on the south side, 4558 South Park.
Okay.
Minnie and Layman and Hollis, we stayed at, they stayed in Murray, so they found a kitchenette. They had kitchenettes everywhere. The war was going on, you know. And so Layman went to find a place, and the lady said, oh, we don't rent it to children. So he said, well, I go home and kill my son. And she said, oh, no, don't do that. And finally, that's when they got the kitchenette. And then he said, now, it's the men in the other kitchenette. I never lived in no kitchenette. And Dorothy, he told Dorothy she'd have to be careful, you know, there was men in the building, and they all used the same kitchen and the same, I think the same bath, I don't know. Find out the men was impersonators, they entertainers. They wasn't even thinking about no woman, you know.
Okay.
So then, after that, my sister knew Miss Dunkins and her sister. And Miss Dunkins had this house on Maypole. And she had all these great big bedrooms upstairs, and just she and her husband, his brother, and her children, two girls and boys, stayed downstairs. So my sister said, did she want to rent them out there? I said, I'll ask her. And said, and they had a kitchen up there. And said, my sisters, they need somewhere to stay. She rented. Me had a big bedroom. Dr. Inver had a bedroom. Me and my first husband had a bedroom. And we had a chair in the kitchen upstairs and the bath. And then after that, me and my first husband separated. It was over. And we moved in, it's a house on Maypole, three flat stone front. And I always wanted to live there because the Boltoners lived there, and I forget what the Boltoners and what you call it. And I said, ooh, even the customers knew I loved that building.
Okay.
So one day a lady came in, she said, Emma, your dream have come true. I said, my dream have come true what? She said, the house has a rent sign on it. I said, oh my goodness. I said, what floor? The third floor. I said, it's okay. So we asked Lehman, my brother-in-law, would he sign for us to get the house? All of us think it was 3 bedrooms, living room, dining room, kitchen, and an alcove. Just perfect, and a big back porch. He says, well, he didn't know. We said, you don't know we live in a woman's house with rooming? And then we're going to have a whole house by ourselves. And so Mr. Noe owned the building. So he said, he said, well, I leased it then for 6 months. I said, Lehman, who in the world's going to move in place for 6 months and move out? He was scared to take the chance. Finally, we talked him into it. We moved. We were happy.
But why is it that he had to sign the lease? Why couldn't you sign it?
No, they were. Mr. Noe wasn't going to sign it to no woman because he would know if I had a study job. See, I was working head by head. I wasn't,
Okay, I got you. Okay.
Now, I don't know. Lehman didn't have shit either. He was working at the stadium. The stadium didn't have the elevators. And then when they have games down there, he would have to take a beer or wine or stuff up on them floors. And and he worked like that. But he signed for it.
Okay.
Now, when you come in now, it was a long hall. You come in, there's my room right there, bedroom. Into the hall is the dining room. Into the other end, the living room and the alcove. And off from the dining room was many of them's bedroom. Then another long hall goes with the kitchen. On that side was the bathroom, the kitchen, and another bedroom Dr. and Vera had.
Okay.
I lived there for 10 years. I know. That's when I had my wild streak of life.
Uh-oh.
I had a good time. We'd go places, we'd work hard. I'd go to Jewtown every Sunday, me and Ruth.
Jewtown?
Mm-hmm. Jewtown, they call it Jewtown, 12th and Maxwell Street over there. We'd go to get hot dogs. We'd buy Havana's hand stockings there during war, and buy blouses. And we go to club meetings. I belonged to a bridge club. Yes, I just had a good time. And then after 10 years, I was single, no divorce or nothing. Then I got.
When you say you were single, so you were divorced.
I wasn't divorced. I was just.
Oh.
I didn't know if my first husband had a divorce because I told him, if you want a divorce, get it. Don't mess. I ain't gonna mess with you. If I want a divorce, don't mess with me. Now, if you get it, it's fine. If I get it.
Okay.
Now.
Well, wait a minute. Slow it up. I'm still talking about Club DeLisa. I'm talking about Jim Martin Club. Tell me about the people you saw there, people you met there.
Ooh, I knew everybody. And at the time, we were very popular beauticians. And we was invited to mostly everything.
Okay.
And Mr. Martin had he had a nightclub. And outside, in the summertime, outside show, he had a show. He had policy wheels. And everybody was playing numbers and catching numbers. And I never could play that. And he had men with cars and they'd park around the beauty shop and where they'd be pulling these numbers. I knew all those boys, Ike Sims and all of the,
Okay, so you was talking about, you were talking about the Jim Martin. Go ahead.
So just like when Joe Louis won the fight by the time he got this little scratch on his face. Miss Martin had him up to her house in Maywood. We were invited. She had a soundproof house. We didn't know it. We was out there, and we said, we were hearing no noise. I wonder if the party was going on. We go in the house was full, and Joe Louis, the world champion, was there. He was the guest. And then she was serving ice cream. It looked like bananas and oranges and things. It was the fruit. And the girls that worked as his policy workers, they were the servants. They were serving there. So I knew the girl. I said, give me one of them bananas. She said, that's not a banana, that's ice cream. You know, I said, oh, I don't know. We used the toilet to flush it. You couldn't hear it. Everything was soundproof. And Joe Louis was just walking around there. So my sister said, well, we met Joe Louis and we was talking, and so Miss Martin said, but ain't you married? I said, I'm not with my husband. She said, so how come you didn't tell me? I could put you close to Joe Louis. But, you know, he was dumb, and so was I. I'd been two dumb ones together. But anyway, I knew him before he married whoever, I forgot the girl's name. And I was at the party with him. Then Milton was in Hot Springs with his mother. And me and Mary went, and some of Mr. Martin's big shots brought us home.
Oh, yeah.
I remember that.
Oh, yeah. What about Club DeLisa? Did you meet anybody there?
I didn't know nobody at Club DeLisa. But we go to Club DeLisa. They had impersonators and dancing. And then we go to 63rd, I think 63rd. I think it was Joe's place. We knew those men. They had the nightclub too. And
where did you see Nat King Cole at? What place did you see Nat King Cole? You said you saw him playing one night.
I didn't see Nat King Cole.
Yeah, you said he wasn't an attractive man. You said you saw him someplace. I forgot where you told me you saw him.
I saw Jed Johnson at a place where they was fighting. You know, he was a world champion at the time. I seen Jed Johnson, and I seen Cab Calloway. I saw them at the theater, at the Chicago Theater. You know, with Cecil and all of the orchestra plays. I used to go. My day was off on Tuesday, and I would go to the show on Tuesday downtown, and especially when they had new shows coming in. And I saw Josephine Baker, and I've seen who else? I didn't play that. I seen Nat King Cole. Oh, Nat King Cole was.
I know you saw him.
Kim used to have dances. 35 cents to go to the dance. Nat King Cole played the piano there. And so I would be standing there right on the bed. And he was so ugly. You know, he was real ugly. He could sing and play. And I wasn't thinking about it. Then he became famous.
Yeah.
Can you imagine it?
Right, I can't.
Yeah, I knew him well.
That's something.
Now, he and his friend went to California together. He lived over here on Campbell. I think it was Campbell. His friends got that son back because they couldn't get no job. They was out there, and they sent money to bring him back home. Nat King Cole's father was a preacher. They didn't have the money to send, so he stayed out there. That's how he became famous.
Ain't that something? He could, if they would have brought him home,
he wouldn't have. And he said when he would be singing, and these people were just like movie stars would hire him to come to their house and play at their party.
Yeah. And
then just like Keith Haynes, the girls, his daughter said, they only did that for him to play. It wasn't that they wanted him as a guest so much, but they act like it.
Right.
And that's how he got famous.
Okay. Was you going to finish about Nat King Cole?
After I came to Chicago, you know, and after I went to this other school and went to Lucy Flower,
okay,
a girl got me this job. In the mornings, I'd go out this house, make up the beds,
oh, she forgot.
some coffee or whatever, and have a sweet roll, and wash the dishes, and go to school.
Okay.
Because she lived, I walked from there to school.
Mama wanted to add this in. She forgot to mention this. Okay, go ahead. So you were at Lucy Flowers, you got a job before you went.
No, I was going to school, and then this girl, she was working, so I went, my sister said, oh, she wanted a little pocket money, because that's when Mary was doing hair in the house.
Okay.
So she said, oh, Miss Riggins would hire, and the lady, when I went, she looked just like my grandmother.
Okay.
And she acted like my grandmother. I never met, one daughter was the secretary at Hayes School where Mary's mother-in-law worked.
Okay.
This other one had 2 children. I never saw her. I made up their beds. And then she had 2 sons. They had a factory on the north side and everything. I made up their beds. And then she had a son was there. He was the district state's attorney, so some big shot. And he'd wear white shirts and had handkerchiefs, and he had this little white dog. And she would say, now you go upstairs and knock on the door, wake him up so he can eat and go to work. And I said, oh, I don't want to. I don't know why I was scared of that white man. He would look at me so hard, you know. And so, when he first went there, she said, he asked, where did she get that little prejudice I come from? And she told him I took him down south and had this little job to make a little money. So one morning, she said she's going had to go to the store. And she said, now you go wake him up and you pick some coffee. And I said, oh, boy, I'm scared. I'm not going to do this. And they had this big house upstairs, downstairs, on Fulton Street. So I went tipping upstairs and knocked on the door and said, it's time to get up, Mr. Riggins, I think it was his name. And I run down the steps. And they got to put this coffee and stuff on the table right quick in the dining room. And so when he came down, he'd always play, he sat on the piano and he played this song about the mother. And that little dog would sit there by me. Then he'd go and sit down and get to the table. And then I carried him the coffee. And when I went to go back, he reached out for my leg. And it scared the shit out of me. Uh-oh. But anyway, I didn't know. I was never told about different things. Because they kept it hid from us.
So what did you do?
Nothing. They stayed out of his way.
Oh.
And whenever I would go to wake him up, I would run back there. She didn't know that. And I don't know why. But I think it's because he would look at you so hard.
Did you tell your sister about it? Did you tell Mary about it?
He didn't do nothing, but I wasn't comfortable around him. Oh. And then she had all of these things. She had 2 grandchildren, and she had this box she's going to send to the Blue Cross, Red Cross. So I told her, I said, I have my little brother and sister, there's twins, and I said, they sure could use these things. She gave me the things already wrapped, little great big box, clothes for both of them, boy and a girl. And my sisters were twins, they hadn't even started at school. And of course, they had good clothes. They had, these kids went to Catholic school, they had those dresses, the blouses, and they wore red St. Dorothy's. That's where they went. And I say, in the end, my brother's daughter went to the same school that those children went to. And at that time, there was no blacks going to that school. Ain't that something?
What school was that?
St. Dorothy's.
On the south side?
It's on the west side. That's where L.G. Bunny went.
Oh,
and,
okay. That's interesting.
And I said, every who bought that house on Fulton Street is on the south side of the street. And then you come down the steps and you go in the living room. Either you go through this hall and stop and wash your hands, the other place there. Then you go in the dining room. And then she had this great long bedroom. That's what she, with the 2 children. And then the girls, I would just like she got out of the bed, I guess, and just leave her gown thing just down on the floor. And that's what I would do, clean up after this.
I wonder how much money did you make? Do you remember?
I don't know, but it was more than $3 a week. It was about probably $3 a day, maybe.
Okay, compared to. Okay, so thanks.
And then the chair, one of these clocks, where your grandfather clocks to sit up and see I would leave about 8:30, so I'd be at my class.
Okay.
And I would sometimes push it up so I could go early. So she thought she thought the clock was losing time. But I said I would be through,
Right.
you know.
Right.
And
Well-
they said the best rolls. I know that she get rolls over there. And the Easter time they get these some kind of crossroads with the cross on. They don't want to make them around Easter.
Right.
And these sometimes she'd send the kids after them because they was right at not Pulaski. It was north on Fulton.
Well, let's go back to, we went back in time. Now
Yeah.
let's go back to where we're at. So now we've talked about the different clubs, and one time you talked about some guys you met and they went off to war. Remember?
Oh, Layman.
When was that?
That was in.
Who introduced you to
That was in
them?
the 40s. So they're around in 40, I guess in 43, 42. It's because the war was over in 45 when Cottrell came on. Lehman knew this boy's and his family in West Virginia.
Oh, okay.
And so I got down.
Yes.
And so Dorothy and Vera and Minnie, me, and Hollis and Lehman. We went to drive down to, I think it was Shaloot Field. It was they was in the Air Force. He found out this was. He said, well, let's go and visit. So the boy was glad to see him and everything. We had our pictures made with some old fellows there, they used to saw us and everything. And the plane left with them, I think, that week, and all of them got killed. I don't know if the plane fell or what, but that's what happened. That was, I got some pictures. I got some pictures with them.
Okay, I thought so.
That was the time I was free. I always said I was free for 10 years.
So you didn't date nobody for 10 years? Did you have any boyfriends?
I had a good time. Did I have a boyfriend? I had a boyfriend. I had wanting to be my boyfriend. I had a friend named Chris Charles. Chris, one name. Chris was an older fellow. I know the school teacher. She said she found out I was going out with Chris. Chris and Dorothy. Dorothy was going out with great. They both worked at the post office.
Okay.
And she said, oh, he's not a married type, I don't think. Because she was fast. She was one of these fast teachers. And her sister was different from her altogether. And she was telling Mary said, oh, Alma knows somebody named Chris Charles. She said, oh, yeah, I know Chris Charles. I said, myself. And then I knew a fellow named Ted Magic, M-A-D-A-G. He went to the service. He came back, he opened a beauty shop. Not a beauty shop, a barber shop. I guess he already in the service. And then I knew a fellow named...
Okay, we've already got you to the point where you at beauty culture school, you graduated and everything. But one thing that we didn't do, we forgot to talk about when you were a kid.
Oh.
Okay, we talked about you going to first grade and your kindergarten and everything. But tell me, what did you do when you came home from school? What was your responsibility?
Well, when we come home from school, first thing we do, we'd have food, we'd eat.
Okay.
And we have a big thing of tea, saxifrage tea on always.
Oh, yeah.
On the stove, and it'd be warm. We drank a cup of tea and eat a sandwich or something, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Then we change our clothes, put on our work clothes, we call them. I'd bring in stove wood. That's what you put in the stove. And me and Minnie, we bring out 2 loads of stove wood. Then we wind the water and put the water in the hot water tank on the stove. That held 3 pecks. So you would say there are 3 pecks. That's buckets of water. Then we put water on the water stand in the kitchen.
The water what?
Stand. We had a stand, and we had 2 great big buckets to put water in there. That to drink and to use. And then we had a iron tea kettle full of hot water. Because they use plenty of water. Then sometimes we bring the house wood in, but it'll be too heavy. George had to bring that in.
The house wood?
That would be the fireplace.
Okay.
Then we had a fireplace in the kitchen and in the front bedroom. And then we had a range, big thing in the living room.
A range? What was that?
It's a heater.
Oh, a heater.
And it had this round, it was round, it had chrome, right? Our Sunday room, we called it. So then after that, we go and pick up apples. The apple would be all on the ground. Pick the apples up and carry them to the tobacco barn and cover them up with leaves. Get it last till Christmas. That was fall apples. Get them, eat from then till Christmas. They'll still be good apples.
You said you put leaves on top of them?
Oh yeah. If we put them in the barn, we'd have sacks of leaves. They'd cover them up in leaves, and that's all. We'd keep them.
What kind of tree was that? It was actually leaves from the apple tree or leaves from another tree?
Just sacks. We go up to the woods. Rick have sacks of leaves. In there. Can fill the cow stand full of leaves. The horse stand full of leaves for them to sleep on.
Oh.
And then
didn't have any hay? You didn't have hay for the horses to lay on?
The horses eat the hay.
Oh, okay. I'm not a farmer.
The cow eat the hay.
Okay.
Then we would get them off track.
Okay, so now you got the wood for cooking.
Yeah, wood. We got wood. We got the fruit. We got the water. All of that's in. Now it's dark.
Okay.
Now we eat again. We eat, and then out of the iron pots we got big now. Then we got to wash the dishes. Then we ain't played none yet. After we get all that work get out, we get about. We had plenty of tennis balls. The man had a tennis court close by our house, and we played throwing the ball on the side of the house, bounce back. Then we play Annie over. Me and my cousin, or we throw the ball over the house. If you caught it and run around and hit the person with the ball before they get around, then they had to stay around there. And you say, Annie, and they say, over, here she come. And you would catch the ball. Sometimes we'd miss the ball. Then we'd play...
Now let me get this game right. Okay, so somebody throws the ball over... And over the house, and they say Annie over, and then somebody on that side catches the ball, run around the house and hit somebody on that side. But those people run to the other side.
No, they don't. They
have to stay over there.
They don't let you catch them if you catch them. And so then you holler Annie over, and then you say here she come.
Okay.
And you throw the ball, then you run, and then the person gonna try to catch it. If you catch it, he will hit you. So then we play that. Then we play hopscotch. And then we play throwing the rope. We didn't have a rope. We had Papa had they got some kind of vine. Looked like a rope, but it's a vine. And I don't know if it was a grapevine or some kind of vine from the river. And we throw it and we jump rope.
Okay.
Then Grandpa had something like a buggy. I guess he wasn't using it. And it had a grove right down from our house. So our house, we get in that and push it and ride down that hill, then back up. And then we play seesaw. Papa made us a seesaw. We play that until we get tired and go in to eat. So that's most of what we did. But we had a good time.
You did? Didn't you milk a cow?
I didn't milk cows.
Who milked the cow?
Huh?
Who milked the cow?
That was Cora's job. She didn't like for nobody to mess with her milk. She's very particular, very clean, didn't want no hair around. Minnie learned how to milk the cow. Now, when we go away sometime, then that would be her job to have to milk the cow. I tried to milk the cow one time, just screw. So I said, no, I don't think I'm going to learn this because that'd be your job. So I said, I can't milk. I'm scared of it. Then my brother, George, he's the oldest. Sometimes he'd go up and milk the cow for Cora. I guess he probably pregnant. I didn't know. And he'd sit on the bucket or whatever. And she said, don't be milking with two hands because you let cow liable to kick it over. And he'd milk with two hands, squirt, 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 squirt. Sure enough, cow would kick it over. Then he'd come looking like I don't know what. But we had a good time. Then we'd churn. Now I used to churn up and down. The milk and the butter and everything, just churn, churn, churn. We had buttermilk, sweet milk, clabber milk, and butter.
What about the chickens? Didn't you used to have to feed the chickens?
Oh, yeah, in the evenings, about 5 o'clock, I'd go in the crib. We had a crib, that's what you put your meats in there in a box in the front of the crib. Then there's the corn. The corn is in there for the cows, not the cows, the chicken thing. And I'd go in there and sit down and shell about a peck of corn.
How much is a peck? About a bushel?
2 gallons.
Oh, okay.
2 gallons make a peck, I think. 2 pecks. 2 pecks makes a bushel. And so I'd feel like, because we had a lot of chicken. And I would go in the crib, we had a bell from the old schoolhouse that burned down. There's from the old schoolhouse. And the bell would ring when you go in, when you come out. I guess it's in case anybody tried to steal. But I'd reach up and get the bell on the inside so it wouldn't ring. And share it, and then get my bucket full. I'd come open the door and let it ring. Ring! Chicken! They jumped over each other. And I said, chicken! And throw the corn all out in the yard. And then we had a lot of cats. For some of us, stray cats and dogs. And Papa always said, Alma, call your cats. And I would say, meow, meow. Cats are everywhere. People let the cats stay in the house. They stay under the house where they're close to the fireplace, where the fire that kept them warm. And so we had cats, and then I learned how to ride. Put the saddle on the horse, the harness on him. I'd go up to the tobacco barn, get on the flue, step up on the flue, and I'd put the harness and thing on his face. Then I'd put the saddle on it. I knew how to do all that.
What was his name?
Pardon?
What was your horse's name?
Mac, old Mac. And he was just like this man's horse that's on Bonanza. His tail was black, and his mane was black, and his body was tan. Oh. And I was so glad when Papa got that horse. It used to be down to Mr. Graves. That was their horse, I guess. Loose. You didn't even tie it. Just be eating in the grass. I said, ooh, I wish we had that horse. Papa came home, and I said, Papa said, it's a horse. I could ride that horse to the branch, way out to the branch, back, take it to thing, and I guess Papa was glad. That's one thing Lloyd couldn't do. When he was small, it's a railroad track run by our house owned by our grandpa. He got on to put him on a mule, and the mule stumbled on the track and threw him and hit his head on those spikes. And they had to carry him to town and had that. So that scar carried him to his grave, you know.
Oh, yeah.
So he would never let him ride a horse, a mule, or nothing.
Oh, after that. It was an accident, though.
Well, it was an accident. And I was so sorry he couldn't ride. And I said, the first time George put him up on a horse, on a bareback, no saddle. It looked like it was way up in there. I said, take me down. And he told me, wait. Now, he got me off that horse. Then after that horse was so gentle, just let you do it, just go walk up on him and everything. And then after I left home, they said James and George, that was my uncle's 2 boys. When they'd go away to church, wouldn't be nobody there. They would go down there and throw rocks at the horses' stall. And the horse was just done got wild because he was scared. And he didn't let children get around him. You couldn't, he wasn't so popular, wasn't let children get around him at all. Wasn't that mean?
It was.
But they didn't know nothing. They didn't have him to play with. Like I guess, and I guess it's one of that horse sitting there and they bursted that door down. It was on the, we had a tobacco barn. And the stall was on that side for the horse. On this side for the cows. And we kept, a lot of people just had the cows out, just standing out.
Well, that's where, okay, you said that. Didn't y'all have a smokehouse for the meat? Did you have a
That
meat?
was the crib, had the corn was on one side, and all the meat and stuff was on the other side. And then we had a hen house. That we had the house, the crib, then the hen house.
The house, your house, the crib, the hen house.
And it was a log cabin, like a little log cabin at the door. And that's where the chickens would go at night. That's just up to go, would could get up and on the stand, and that's where would set her eggs, for the hens to hatch, little weedies, until she got had another hen house built so the sun could shine in. Some they did advertise, and you put this wire around where the little weedies couldn't come out.
You call them Wheaties.
Wheaties, little chickens, baby chickens. But we call them Wheaties.
Wheaties.
And her father had gave her so many local log trees to build a fence that don't rot fast. So I don't know how she got all that fences from up in Virginia. And she had a bone, Papa gave her so much, like a lot. And had that fence there, and she ordered this chicken wire. At the bottom, little chickens couldn't come out. All the way up, then she had a gate, and we fastened. We had chickens in there, so they wouldn't be all in the yard and nowhere. And the little chickens would be inside. So then, after that, well, I didn't go in the crib. They wouldn't have to do that to feed the chicken.
Oh.
Then she had,
You just threw it right at them then.
yeah, and then it was different.
But I wonder why she didn't want them to go into the house, because in the wintertime, what you do in the wintertime with the chickens?
They go in the she had a brand new chicken thing built.
Oh.
The house, there was a tin top.
Okay.
And then in the summertime, she would peel apples and things, and we put a ladder up and put that on top of the tin. The apples can have dried apples and dried peaches.
Oh.
And then a lot of times you'd sell apples like that. That's cook big side pies out of.
Oh, the dried apples. Okay. All right.
Right.
You said Cora had that going into the field? Okay.
That was, we come out of the house, they say, here's the yard. We go this way, little, like you went up to the barn. But the chicken mouth was over here. And then she had the garden spot, It's on often.
Yeah, it's on.
Huh?
It's on.
Oh, and she would she would have young potatoes and greens and onions and peppers and what else did she broke? Roasting ears, but that was corn and garden.
Why did you call them roasting ears?
That's what they call them, roasting ears.
And that's corn on the cob? Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so you can finish about, when you were a kid. What else you had something?
When we was a kid, on the second Sunday in June, they would have a big meeting at State Line that would be foot washing sacrament. Although my stepmother didn't belong to the church, but she would always go and we kept food. She kept fried chicken, fried hot dogs. That's what we loved, and bologna and greens. And she'd have the first June peas that anybody. She'd carry that in cake and sweet potato pie. Oh, everything. Have it all spread it out.
Let me ask you a question. You said y'all had hot dogs and bologna. Who made that? Or did y'all buy that?
She would buy it, but she would cook it for us.
Oh, she bought it. Y'all, that's not something y'all made.
Oh, we didn't make that.
Okay.
She fry it.
Okay.
And then make a sandwich, and we just loved it.
Why didn't she go, though? She just dropped y'all off? Or you were there with your father?
No, we all went to the church.
You said she didn't go.
Not, she went to, I said she never was, she didn't belong to Ceylon Church. That was, what kind of church is that? The sister is, she's not Baptist, she's primitive.
Okay.
And my father was first Baptist. Now that's the church she never went to. But she always went to Primitive Baptist. And after I left home, she got married. She joined Primitive Baptist.
So when y'all went to this function, she would bring the food, but she would stay with you guys. She would stay there that day.
We stay all day.
She would stay also? Would she stay?
Yeah.
Okay. Your father?
But my daddy would visit the church. But her mother and father was primitive. All her friends was primitive. And she'd even go to the church meeting. And she would go to all the things. But they was waiting to see something or dream something.
What do you mean?
Spiritualists.
Uh-oh.
And so when I left home, after I don't know how long it was, she had joined the church. And I was so glad. And then Hester Taylor, she joined the church. They said,
so that's the same church that your father was at, the First Baptist. He was a First Baptist.
I'm talking about a Primitive Baptist.
Okay.
Father was never a Primitive Baptist.
Okay. So they weren't at the same church then? Okay.
She never went to the church. Only time I ever seen her in the church is when my brother was killed and called back from the army, and my father's funeral. That's the only time I ever seen her all them years. When they had the big meeting at my father's church, which was the third Sunday in August, they kept food and stuff. She would fix a big thing for food. And Papa would take it, and Aunt Lily would set it out.
Oh.
But she would never go.
I wonder why.
She didn't believe in that church. She was primitive, don't want to associate with other churches. Your sister don't go to church, but no, that's why I asked her about Eric.
1 second. Go ahead, finish about you said she didn't go to Grandpa's church and he didn't go to her church.
He'd go to things
in her church.
Okay.
But
she would never come to in Eric church.
Okay.
And I never have seen her at the school where I went to school.
Really? Well, who would come and see about you? Your grandpa?
My father.
Oh, wow.
And my uncle.
I wonder why.
I never think. I guess she could be pregnant all the time. I don't know.
You always say that that she's pregnant or something.
Well, but then.
Oh, then what?
But then she. I guess they got married, and I was 3 years old.
Okay.
And then she had a baby just about every year, even twins. She had 10 children, I think, within 9 years.
Oh, wow. That's a lot. That's a lot.
Telling me. 2 sets of twins.
That's a lot. That's a lot. Okay, so what else we want to talk about?
Cora could do most anything. She could sew. She could crochet. She knew how to cook. She knew how to... And she was just like when she used to comb my hair and Minnie's hair. We take a washpan of water, a little washpan to wash our face and things in, a comb, and a brush, and a chair, and sit it beside a little chair, and we sat in that one. She'd sit in the high chair. Then she would comb my hair, and she'd scratch it through there, and then she'd let it blow. But we didn't have no dander. And then she'd take the comb, put it through the water, and she'd comb my hair. She put like one braid on each side here, then 2 down this, 2 here, and 2 over here, and 2 at the top. And then when she get through, she'd kiss us right in the top of the head, and we'd jump up out of the chair and say, wow! I don't know how we do that all the time. And so just like people said, stepmother's bad. We had a good stepmother. Thank God for that. And that's just about it. But she'd be always fat, but I didn't know. I thought she was fat But see, she was pregnant with babies.
Right, right.
Just like Aunt Nellie. I never seen Nellie ever at church. Now, it's Josephine. I said, you ever see your mother at the church? She said, no. Uncle Vince was along. Uncle Vince him. And Lily was the secretary. Uncle Vince was the secretary at church. And Nellie was a primitive.
Oh, primitive.
Ain't that strange? I just thought about that since I've been home. They did not go to over there. Corey didn't go to the play that time, the play.
You were in a play?
Oh, yeah, I was in a play.
Didn't you have a little, did you have a little speech?
I had a whole composition book to learn. And I told Miss Jones, I was in the 4th grade.
Okay.
I said, Miss Jones, I can't learn that. I can't. She said, oh, yeah, you can learn it. And we had to play at Airy school. Mm-hmm. Then we carried the play downtown. Her parents taught school in the city, a little city.
Whose parents?
Miss Jones.
Oh, okay.
And so she carried the play there. We went down there. She had furniture on the stage. They had the room fixed up just like your living room.
Oh, yeah.
And it was, I don't know the name of it, but anyway, it was about a little girl that was an orphan. I was the orphan girl. And then the people that adopted me was rich. Mm. And the song was, out in this cold world alone, wandering about in the street, and taking a penny for bread and begging for something deep. We sang that. Oh. And then that's when it come on, yeah. So then the play was, and it was good. It was good. And
how old were you?
I was in the 4th grade. How old was I? I don't know.
Okay. Probably about 9.
And my aunt, my cousin, I always called cousin Laura and cousin Champ uncle and aunt. I thought they were because they were grown and everything when I was born. Okay. And she said she was a teacher. And she came down from and Cora wasn't there. Cora was in West Virginia. And she said, oh, I don't think you can learn all of this. This is awful lot, the little girl. And Papa told me to show her what, and Miss Jones said, give me. Okay. And it was a composition book like these compositions were, and it was full. And it was when I would speak, when Sookie would speak, when Gertrude, she was this rich girl, to speak, and the people. And then this rich boy came and they thought he was going to marry their daughter. He fell in love with me, the orphan girl. Oh. It was, and then I had another song before that. Nellie Sue and myself sang, and I was Nellie Sue sang alto, and I was a soprano. What? That's what they said. And the evening when we got ready to practice in front of Professor Valentine, Miss Jones called him in. She said, here, she played. So she go. When nothing come out. So I seen the expression on his face. So he said, oh, they'll be all right tonight. Miss Jones said, they'll be all right tonight. So I said, oh, Nellie, so how in the world?
Neither one of y'all could say anything? Or just you? Neither one of you could say
She did, but she would be.
But you couldn't say nothing.
I couldn't nothing come out. that night I said, oh, Lord, now I've got to sing this solo and be in this play. And the song, that was, a young man was bidding his sweetheart farewell in the light of the shining moon as he kissed her farewell. I don't know. And that was it. Oh, yeah. And indeed, I turned out, and Uncle Vince was so excited about it. He wanted that when the fight came out, they came to the thing. Okay. And it was from the whatever supported and he wanted Miss Jones to have us to sing it again. He said, oh, it was so pretty. But Miss Jones said, no, the play have to go on. You know, they were just late. They missed it. Oh. But Uncle Vince thought it was so pretty.
Oh, so you did? So you was able to sing, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Well, that was good.
Yeah, young man was bidding his sweetheart farewell.
Oh, young
The
man was
light
bidding.
of a shining moon as he kissed her goodbye. But I forgot what else. And he went like over the ocean. Then me and Nellie Sue. Nellie Sue wasn't in that play. Gertrude was as her sister.
Oh.
But she did Nellie Sue to me and her sang this song.
Oh, yeah.
And I know Colbert Thompson, her sister, I think it was. Ooh, they could sing. They sang My Bunny Lies Over the Ocean. Have you heard that song?
I have.
They could sing. I used to sit right up on the Rosie, when we go to church. She had a little baby out of wedlock with Aunt Nellie's brother. And she had this little girl, and they called her Shoes, and they named her Shoes. I think this is she did, and I'm not for sure. And I was sitting by her, and she would sing, you know, they'd be singing a church song.
Yeah.
Ooh, she could sing, so I'd be singing. Right up on the Rosie. Then we go to the house, and Papa let's go to Miss Charlie Thompson's house. Me like Cobell. I like Rosie. Rosie was much older than me, but Lizzie was my age. I didn't like Lizzie. She didn't like me either. I said maybe she was jealous of me or something. I don't know. But I just didn't like Lizzie. And one Mother's Day, we went up to Miss Noah Thompson's house. They had a new house built. And we was all out there on the porch, and she came out. She said, "Oh, you don't have on no rose?" I said, "No." And you don't say no, ma'am. No, you know.
No.
I mean, no. She had a flower out of her yard. And you know, good Mother's Day, second Sunday in May.
All right.
It was a red rose and a white rose. She wouldn't cut that, pinned it on my dress. I'll never forget it. The white rose. And everybody was very, very nice to us.
Well, when you were growing up, did you ever think about your mother? Did they tell you that when you were growing up, did they tell you that your mother had died?
Yeah, I knew my mother was dead.
Oh, okay.
And every day when I would come from school, I'd come the long way. And right about there, the cemetery was right there.
Oh.
And I'd go around her grave and come every day, just about every day, just run around her grave and go. We'd all do that. And then one time they said, these people had come and had a big party or something down at the river. And had left this, must have been for July or something, that red and white July paper. And so Mary and them had went and got it and said, had decorated Mama and the cemetery up there with it, you know. And said, my grandmother said, Lord have mercy. Said, y'all go and take that stuff down. You know, but that was just like flowers, but they'd do, you know. But we thought, I just thought just like my mother, I guess, just laying there, and I'd go around and I could see her down there.
Did you say anything to her?
No, we just be running, and all of them, we run up that little hill, around her grave, because she was near the road, get back in the road, going home. Wouldn't say nothing, going down to the Uncle Winston's down to the path.
So who would go down there? You, Mary, and George? Who would do that? You, George, Mary, and Minnie?
All the ones you said, Pearl and Carl and Grace and Hazel and Lloyd.
Oh, all of them too.
And S and Lizzie. All of them that lived on the old area.
Oh, okay.
But we would just run around the grave. Not all of them children.
That's what I was saying. So who was around the grave? Was Uncle George, and Minnie?
I don't know if George did. I don't know. Me and Minnie did.
Oh,
and
okay.
probably Mary. I don't know. But I know I did.
Well, did you play with George, or was he too much older than you? Did you and
All of
George
us used to play together.
Oh, okay.
But I don't remember George playing that much, because he would go fishing, and he'd be playing marbles.
Oh.
He'd be with my Uncle Early and Uncle Bill. They was all around the same age.
Oh, really?
So I don't remember ever being and playing with Mary either.
Oh, really?
I remember playing Well, Mary was 5 years older. No, she's older than that. She's 9 years older than me.
Okay.
Minnie was 5 and George was 10.
So when you were playing those games you were talking about, who were you playing with?
Me and Dr. and Vera.
Oh, I forgot about. Okay. You okay?
And Cora said, y'all step throwing that ball against this kitchen. We hear bang. And she probably was pregnant and trying to cook supper, you know. Those ball bang. We didn't draw the water up and the water.
That was a lot of food to cook.
And water the cows. Huh?
That was a lot of food. Did you ever cook? Did anybody else?
No, I didn't never cook. I never cooked. One time I fixed some greens. I thought that I was like Papa did. I mean, Cora did. And so I said, how was the greens I fixed? Papa said, what did you do to them? We couldn't even chew them. I said I did exactly what Cora did. And then I was taking that out of that water, put them in that pan and dried all that water out of them. But see, I know she had put oil and whatever.
Oh, so she didn't cook her greens like you cook yours today, because you put yours in a pot with some meat and you boil it. How did she cook her greens?
She did too, but she'd cook them down low.
Oh.
And then I used to let me take some greens out and put them in a frying pan. And but she'd have that fat back meat with the strips in it, and we would take the greens and beans, you name it, we had it.
So how did your father and Granny Cora, how did they like your husband? I guess I'm going too fast, but how did they like my father?
Your father?
Yeah, how did they like my father?
They did call my stepmother. She said, oh, he's so tall and nice. Because Papa was kind of short, you know. And she thought she really liked, they liked him.
Did they? Well, that's good. Okay, I'm going to give you a break. Okay, well, we can always go back to childhood if you ever remember something. It's okay. So now we're going to go fast forward to, you were talking about there was a 10-year span when you were single, having fun, and you were telling me about a boyfriend that you had. Was this your first boyfriend after you got separated? What was his name?
His name was Willie Woodard.
Willie Woodard, okay.
And he had a car. And his friend was named Percy Phillips. And they lived on the south side of Chicago. And the way we met him, I met him through a lady that was sponsoring their club, which silent syndicates. And all these guys dressed in, all they had on tails, the high hats, and on the invitations and everything. And so they came, and she introduced me to them. These were nice fellows. That was the first guy I had met after my first husband, which was, I guess, because we got married in 35, 36. It must have been in 38.
Oh, okay. So, go ahead.
And then we would go to the south side to the Regal Theater, and then we would come back home. We'd go eat. And then I would, wouldn't be long for a fellow. I would call Willie and tell him, I said, I'm sorry, but you can't come over here anymore. I'm going back to my husband. Oh, Lord, have mercy. We didn't have nothing. And I think we was too young to be married, in which we were so in love, you know. Mm-hmm. And then his family was so crazy about me. And at the very end of all, we were still friends. Mm-hmm. And then my next friend was Chris Charles. Mm. Chris. Yeah. And I think he was an older person. He and Gray. Gray was going with Dorothy Bishop.
Gray Taylor? Gray who? Not Gray Taylor.
His name was Rhonda Gray.
Oh, okay.
And Chris Charles was my friend.
Okay.
Rhonda Gray is the one who had the car.
Okay.
And me and Dorothy was friends. So they come, we go to the Regal Theater, because they're giving away some kind of thing. We hope we can get a prize. We leave there, we go to Club de Lisa, either Joe's to the nightclub, and we'd be done, and we'd gone eat, and then we'd come home.
Did you like to dance? Did you dance? Were you
no, we didn't dance with them.
I know, but did you like to dance?
Oh, yeah, when I was married to my first husband, we danced every Saturday night. We wore long dresses. We had a lot of band. And we had dances at Union Park Temple. That's the first things I went to. And I had on this long dress, and my sister had fixed my hair with hanging down on my shoulders, and I had a bow, like a small bow with string hanging down from it. I'm the only girl in the head there. The next Saturday night we was at the Savoy on the south side. Every girl that was at this thing had their hair fixed with the ribbon. And so my sister was a beautician. She could do it, fix it. And me and my first husband, that's how we went to dances, we went to. And he was in CC camps. He just come home on the weekends.
Oh, okay.
And I stayed with his sister, and I had lived with his mother. And the first time I married, I was staying with a friend of mine that was camping his wife. And then that's when we moved from there, and I moved to with Portia now. And then after that, lived with Mrs. Bird. I didn't cook. I didn't wash. I don't know whether I come to think of it. Sheets. No, I didn't have nothing like that.
Well, what did you do every day?
I was going to school and going to beauty college to school and work. Well, I was working in the beauty shop for a while, but I kept junior too. I didn't know. And we go up to the beauty beauty shop, and I eat with Portia.
Oh, so you really didn't do anything.
And then brother would come home on Friday night. We'd be together Saturday and Sunday. He'd have to go back on Sunday. And as I said, I'd be washing my clothes.
Before you got married to him, you lived with your sister Mary.
Yeah.
And you took care of Junior.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and then you were telling me that what did Miss Haynes call you when Junior was so excited to see you?
They said Miss Haynes would be sitting up there reading the newspaper because she's a school teacher, and they would hear me come in the door. We leave the door open downstairs, but naked as now. And said Junior come sailing up the trail there, this little thing, and she said, son, marry her.
She would tell her son Milton.
Yeah,
okay.
here come his Jesus. She resented it, I think. And then just like I was camping his wife. That was before I got married.
Yeah.
He wanted someone to be his wife. And then I started staying at Mary's house, still going to Lucy Flower at that time. I was still going to Lucy Flower. And I stayed there, and then when I got married, I was still staying at Kipnim's. And then we left there and stayed at Portia.
But didn't Mary have you still take care of Junior? You said that she brought a bed over there for Junior.
After I moved with Portia, but when I was staying and going to school down on Fulton Street, till I got married, and the call told Mary I was going to get married that Saturday. She said, today, I said, we getting married, you coming over to Miss Bert's house? She couldn't come because she had doing hair. My cousin Coyle and her husband, she married him at the Roy Bridges. They came, and it was a Methodist preacher. And we got married at Miss Bert's house on Oakley Boulevard. It was 143 North Oakley. And she had made a cake and everything. And after we got everything was over, then we went back to Kempston and that child's house, stayed all night. And I don't remember ever staying another night there. We must have left.
Oh, yeah.
After that, and went to stay with Portia.
Well, when you tell me about your lifestyle, your life with a Mary and Uncle Milton. I know when you got here, you went to the World's Fair with them. I have a picture I need to find that you were there at the World's Fair. So how was your life with them before you know?
Well, Miss Haynes lived with Mary and Milton.
Okay, and his father lived there too.
He had come to me because he had a stroke. So we all lived together.
You said that Uncle Milton's father lived where, though, before he had this?
Oh, they all lived in Metropolis, Illinois. Okay. They had a home down there. So he wouldn't come here when they first came.
So Milton and his mother lived in Chicago, where she taught school. Mm-hmm. Her husband stayed in Metropolis. Okay.
And then when Mary and Milton got married, Mr. Haynes had a stroke. Oh. He can't come and live with them. Okay. But he could still walk with when, he had a cane. He was German. He was really a German white man. Now, I liked Mr. Haynes. Then when I came, I stepped up in front on the open-up couch. Okay. And I went to school, and then that's when I stopped staying with them and stayed with Ken. And then I got married in 35. I came here in 34, so that was fast going, wasn't it?
It was. Yeah, you was moving fast. And then there was a 10-year gap where you did your stuff, and then...
Yeah, finally I got free, as they say.
Okay.
And I had a good life. I had a good time. I was very popular, one of the most popular girls on the west side of Chicago. Mm-hmm. And
when did you start smoking? Who started you to smoke?
Oh, that was in the 40s. My sister Dorothy. Mm-hmm. We was all doing hair, and me and her go to movies every day. Well, just about every day. At 10 o'clock, we'd be on our way to the Imperial or the Wilson. We see all the pictures of the Imperial, the Wilson. Then we'd go down here on Austin. I think it was Austin. And sometimes we wouldn't go down there, but it was too far to walk. Didn't come back at night. And then we'd stop and get donuts and come home. Mm. And we'd all die during beer and myself. We stayed at Minnie and Lehman. Mm-hmm. And that's what we did. And Dorothy was sitting there smoking. And I said, give me a draw. So finally she said, why don't you buy your own cigarettes? I said, I don't want to start smoking. She said, you smoking mine? And then I started smoking. It wasn't nothing to do but to go to the show, listen to the radio, no television, and work. So that's what we do.
And that's when the war was going on, wasn't it? And so there really wasn't a lot of men. It was
That's right. And the 4 F's, that they call it, people scared of them because thought maybe they had a disease or something.
The 4 F's? What's that?
If the Army didn't have them, they said they were 4 F's. They put 4 F's, I guess, on them.
Oh.
Oh, no, honey, it's 4 F's in that. But see, before the war broke out, they was up there playing the record player. We had records, playing the record player, and they was just having a good time. That's when me and brother had separated. Mm-hmm. And Miss Dunkins was living in the house, a big house. And Minnie was close. She says, Miss Taylor. It was December the 7th, on a Sunday. Mm. The Japanese have invaded the United States in Pearl Harbor. I said, what? Yeah. Roosevelt had declared war on Japan. Lord have mercy.
What year was that? You said 19 what? About 38?
It was in the 40s.
Oh, it's in the 40s.
You're messed me up.
Okay.
It was in the 40s. Now, Dorothy was already getting ready to go home. Go home for Christmas. Okay. They said you couldn't, if you had a kid, if a soldier had to go, you couldn't go. You had to give him your seat. So we were just sitting, just stopped playing the record player. We didn't know where Pearl Harbor was. We ain't heard of Pearl Harbor. The Pearl Harbor, I think, is in Hawaii. And I never heard much talk about Hawaii. That was, whoo, scared to death. And then in...
Did any of your brothers have to go?
When we moved up there, we, J.D. and Gilmer and Odell and L.G., we all danced. We used to dance. Like Minnie said we danced out her rug in 1 month. So when Uncle Sam got J.D., and J.D. was in the Army, Gilmer was in the Navy, L.G. was in the Army, Odell was in the Army, Bunny was in the Navy.
L.G. is my brother.
And Wilma and Otis, and Gray was in the. We all my cousins in the service.
Oh wow!
All of them came back.
That's good. Except Levi, he was in a different war.
He was born and raised after that.
Now, why did they call him LG? His name is Leonard.
His name was LG. That was on his license.
That was on his birth certificate?
That was his birth certificate. And he was born as LG.
Oh.
At that year, people was naming the children that, like J.D. Taylor, his name was J.T. But when you were in the service, he had a different name, which was John T. Taylor.
I thought it was J.D., like a D.
I don't know what it was all under. And then L.G. Minnie had said, long before the Army, just called his name Leonard Gray, if you have to have a name.
Oh, wow.
So that's where that came in. So when you went into service, Leonard Gray.
No, I didn't know that. I thought his name was actually Leonard.
His actual name was L.G. Cora thought that was the prettiest name. She had met some people in West Virginia, and that's what their son was named, L.G.
Oh, my gosh.
And people named J.D., L.G.,
Right.
L.C., B.J., and you know, and that was their name.
Wow. Okay, well, I probably talked... Let me get over here. We've talked so much today, so we'll stop and do it tomorrow.
Okay.
All right, thanks for your time. See
I
you.
was going to tell you about when I met your father.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. If you want to talk, go ahead. What year was that? Tell me about that.
Well, after my running around and everything, after my cousin.
Okay, so you would tell me about one guy you dated, and every time you would break up with your husband, you would talk with him, and then you would call him and say, well, you can't come back. I'm back with my husband. So then you ended that relationship.
Yeah.
So who else did you meet?
Well, then
I've got to tell you, today's date is October the 20th, 2017. Okay.
And, well, then I met Douglas Banks. And then he would always come over this way to take his cousins to some job. I don't know where at night, because he worked days. And then we met them at, the Bridge Club. Because I belonged to a bridge club. It was 16 of us. And that's where I met Douglas. And he said he wasn't, he'd been married, but he wasn't with his wife. So I said, neither am I. I've been married. I'm not with my husband. But he lied. He was with his wife. So we ended that too. That's them they used to come.
You can start back from where you was at.
Where was that?
You said that you met Douglas at a bridge party.
Yeah. We played bridge. And then after I found out he lied, we was at the movie. Imperial Theater on Madison Street.
Yeah.
And when I came out, this woman popped him upside the head. And I said, what in the world going on? That was his wife. They were not separated. That was the end of that. I told him, no, never show himself back at the beauty shop or nowhere else around there. So I didn't see him no more until after you went to the service and came back, and they brought him over there. And they said, come on out, he wants to see you. I said, no, I'm married now. He said, he can't walk. And so my girlfriend and we was working together in the shop. She said, I'll go easy out to the car. And I spoke to him and everything. He looked good, he looked the same, but I said, I don't know why he couldn't walk, but he couldn't. His cousin came and said, "Well, come on, Grandma. He wants to see you in the service." I said, "Well, he had been serving the country, you know." So that was that. That's the end of that.
Okay. And then what happened in your life? I'm talking about in your life. Something else happened in your life.
But I just had a good time, and then I met my cousin. She married a guy he didn't go up to the service. I don't know if he's a 4F or what. That's what they call him.
What's a 4F? Explain to me a 4F.
Well, if they go to just like Hollis, he was a 4F.
Just tell me what a 4F
They
is.
don't pass. They don't pass the test. They got to be in physical good condition for the Sam.
Okay.
If you're not in good condition, you're a 4F. They don't want you.
I wonder what does that stand for.
Yeah, if they have flat feet, they can't go. If they ain't got just different things.
Well, Hollis had high blood pressure.
Yeah, they couldn't get his blood. Every time they go to test him, his blood would shoot up.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't understand. They said he couldn't do that because they caused him to have a stroke.
Oh, okay. So, after that, did you meet my father?
Well, that was Hazel and her husband went to Memphis, Tennessee to take them for his mother's tombstone. They met my husband, which was my husband. They met Cottrell, because he was a friend of Hazel's husband's brother in Memphis, Tennessee. They once had been married to two sisters. His Cottrell's wife had died. That one.
All right.
So when Hazel came back, she was all excited. She said, "Oh, I met my husband's brother, and I met his friend, and he's so nice, and I'm sure you'd like him, and he's tall, and this and that, and I'll give him your telephone number. Now, will you talk to him if he call, if you write?" I said, "I think about it, Hazel. I don't know."
Why not?
Because I ain't been married no more. And so she said, "Oh, you might like him." I said, "Well, it's fun. If he called, I'll talk to him." Sure enough, he called. And he said his name was Cottrell, and this and that and other. And he worked for the Allisons in Memphis, Tennessee, on Central. And he sent me some pictures so I could see him. And he asked me for me to send him some pictures. We did that for about a year. And then Thanksgiving came up, so Hazel had her Thanksgiving 1 week later because Cottrell was already in the service then.
Okay.
And had a furlough. So he came. And so we met at 12th in Michigan at the train station. And Hazel carried me down there. So I was looking to see him. The first time we had never seen each other in life.
Oh, wow.
So I had on a beautiful blue suit with a Casablanca hat to match. And my red accessories. And the suit, I thought it was a pretty suit, was trimmed in little red leather. He had on a tan black suit with, what do you call those shoes with the hand stitched around?
Stacey Adams?
Yeah, Stacey Adams shoes. So he said, when he looked at something, he said, "I thought I was looking at a movie star."
Oh, wow.
I said, "Oh, I'm looking for to see what kind of man was a 6 foot, looked at 6 foot. He was 6'1" or 6'2".
Oh, okay.
So then we came, had the Thanksgiving dinner, and his brother-in-law and sister-in-law, they came over to Hazel's. So then he was there that, I think Saturday, Sunday, because he went back Sunday, because I went back down to the station when he caught the train going back to Memphis. He had to go back to the service. This was before he went in the service. That was it. He had to report to the something. So then I didn't see him no more until, I guess 2 months after his furlough training. They sent him to this school. He went to Baker School. He thought about whatever you were. That's what they put you in when you was going to service. He was a chauffeur and a cook.
Oh,
So
okay.
they sent him to school. He said you could cook a half a cow, you could cook anything. So that was his job in the service. So when he got ready to send him overseas, he came. Then I saw him again. And that's when he was in here in about 3 days and left. But I didn't see him no more for 3 years. We would write, at that time, mail passed twice a day.
Oh, wow.
And our mailman would come in and always talk to us. He would take my mail. I didn't have to go to the mailbox. I would write him every night when I get off my beauty shop. And I get a letter every day from him, and he would get a letter every day from me. And when he came back home...
Well, didn't he send you something while he was in the service?
But one time he sent me $75.
Okay.
I said, I ain't spending this money because I might not want it when he come back. And he had his money back. And then he sent me a corsage of, no, the jewelry. We got engaged. The jewelry sent the engagement ring. He wanted to know if I wanted both things. I said, no, I don't want the wedding ring. That might be bad luck. The jewelry sent me a ring from Memphis.
Okay.
Then the day I opened, I said, oh, look, here's the ring. My nephew came from school to eat his lunch at the beauty shop.
That's Milton.
Milton. And so he said, oh, Emma, can I put it on your finger cutter? I said, yes. So he got on his knees and put the ring on the engagement ring on my finger.
Oh.
So I wore the ring, and so when Cotter came home from overseas,
Yeah.
we got married. We went down to the city hall. Minnie Taylor, which was my sister, and Julia Kimmel went with us to about witnesses.
Okay.
And the finest judge, Judge Smith, I think his name was, married us. And then we came back to the beauty shop. And but we was looking sharp. I had gold. I had on a gold like suit. It was in the magazine, the story about when we got married, the West Side book. So then that was it.
What did you do with the $75?
I put them back, and when he came back, I told him I had the money, and so he said, oh, so then I bought a lounging chair with him.
Oh, wow. Okay, so now you married. Where was your first apartment? Or do you?
We lived in the first apartment we had. We first stayed where I was living on Maypole with my sister. Then we got the apartment at Weston and Fulton in the 300 block on Fulton, out in the corner, Weston and Fulton. We had 2 bedrooms and an alcove. We used the alcove for a bedroom. 3 bedrooms, living room, dining room, and kitchen, bath.
Did anybody else stay with y'all?
Pardon?
Did anyone else stay with you all?
Robin Vera and her husband got married. They were married before me because she had a wedding. I was going to have a wedding, a church wedding. But since the 2 of us was working the shop, we'd have to invite the same people. I didn't have, I'd just go downtown and get married because I'd been married before.
Oh, okay.
And so Vera and Perry stayed with us. So there was 2 new weddings, and so Cottrell got a job working for the El Capitan and the Santa Fe Road leading from here to Los Angeles.
Okay.
And Vera and Perry was working for the city, and then Vera was here. And so that went on until we bought a house at 2842 West Monroe Street. We had 1 son.
Well, let me ask you this before you get into that. What did you all do for fun? What did you and Dad do for fun?
We'd go, first time, I said, let's go to the show. And Dorothy was with us. So I said, let's go somewhere and eat, because I was used to eating. I was married in Milton and everything. He said, well, I'll take you and Dorothy out, but I've been eating out so much that I did not get home. I said, oh, that's no fun. And so he said, I said, we'll all just go home and eat because he could cook. I couldn't cook nothing. So anyway, you go to the show, and he was running on the road. You know, he was home like 2 days and was in California 4 days. And we go to church, and we play checkers, and we play cards. We play cards a lot. My cousin Hazel and her husband, and we just had fun like that.
So did Dad like to dance? Was he a dancer?
Oh, he can dance. I told him, yeah, you can dance. All you have to do is just move your feet and just move. So one time we went somewhere, I said, get him dance. And he did. And so I had said, play a different record. I said, that's so slow. And Cub said, yeah. And so old John, I shouted something and said, oh, you know you can't. I said, he can dance better than you. He said, I don't know about speed. And all they was moving their feet and turning around and around. And I said, you can do that. He said, I ain't never danced before. But he did. He danced. He was out to Hazel's in the basement.
Well, tell me, what did you know about his life, about his mother and his father? What did you know about them? What did he tell you about his family?
Well, his mother and father had separated, and
how old was he when they separated?
Yes, he must have been married. No, he left home. He said when he was 17 years old, and Mr. Little Rock gave him a job, and his auntie told him, "Say you better get back to back up there in Arkansas. Your daddy's gonna come here to ask you." He said, "The only way I'll go back, they take me feed farmers." He said, because he wasn't about to go back.
I wonder why he didn't want to be there. First of all, his father's name was Elyas Richmond, and his mother's name was Dello. What do you know her last name before she was married?
Locust.
Locust.
I think it was Locust, yeah.
Locust or Lucas?
Whatever.
I'm asking you. Okay. All right. So you think it was probably Lucas.
Yeah.
Lucas. Okay. Her name is Dello Lucas. Now, where was she from? Do you know?
I think she's from Mississippi.
Okay.
But they lived in Little Rock.
They lived in New England, Arkansas, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you think she was from Mississippi, and where?
I think that's where she's from.
Okay. And where was Elijah from?
They are in Arkansas, I think.
Okay. All right. So Dad had one brother and two sisters. He had a sister named Eva, and he had a sister named Rodell and a brother named Rochelle. They were twins.
Yeah.
His name was Rochelle Leon.
Yeah.
And her name was, do you know if she had a middle name? Rodell had a middle name?
Yes, Rodell.
Rodell, okay.
She's real proper.
Okay, so he had 3 siblings. Now,
2 sisters.
I said he had 3 siblings.
Oh.
3 siblings. What was the reason Dad did not want to go back home?
Oh, because when he was there, he said he was working there. He would straddle a log. He worked on a log where they sawed logs into. And as they go down, he was straddling a log. Just before they get to the saw, he'd jump off. He could have got his legs cut off. And then when he get paid, his daddy would give him 50 cents. And his daddy was, everybody called him a white guy because he was kind of lighter brown skinned than the rest of them.
Oh.
And he was kind of big shot down there, I think, with the women. And they said, one time a lady said, "Oh, I know your wife, she there." He said, "Oh, yeah, the readiest one on the churchyard." Cottrell just kind of didn't like his father because his father was something else.
So I wonder, did his father work at the same place since he took his money?
I don't think so. His father was a farmer.
Okay, so when Dad would bring his money home.
And so he left. He said when he went to Little Rock, he wasn't about to go back. He left early in the morning. He didn't know this place didn't open up till 8 o'clock. He said, can he come to himself? He was in North Little Rock at an armor place, and they had him. Then he said he didn't know how to catch a bus or anything to get back home. But he got back, and his aunt said, are you going back home? Are you going back? He said, no, I got a job now. And then he got a job working in a mattress factory, making mattress. He told me the name of the place. And then this man come one day and told him he didn't want him working in the factory. He wanted him to be their maid, and not the maid, the chauffeur and cook. He said, oh no man, I can't cook. I ain't never cooked. He said, oh yeah, you can learn.
So you said he met him at the place where he was working?
He was the boss.
Oh.
And if he didn't take the job, he lost his job. His job is the mattress factory.
Oh.
Now, he said the man had to give me the address and everything. He goes to the house. The woman had all kind of books, cookbooks. He made samples, he did. He made samples. Some of them were trying, some of them burned. He said to the lady, oh, that's okay. That's because she couldn't cook anyway, I won't guess. That's how he started out cooking.
Oh. Never knew that.
That's it.
And so I wonder, so he never went back home. So his aunt...
Oh, he went back to visit. You know, that's just like,
okay.
it take about 30 minutes to get back out there in England.
Oh, okay. He stayed with his aunt while he was working this job?
Not that I know of. I didn't know that he worked there for a while.
Oh.
He stayed on, all I know, he stayed with his aunt. And that aunt lived to be 104. Her name was America.
Hold on. So the aunt that Dad stayed with while he was working in the mattress factory was America.
And
that was her name. And she lived to be 104.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he had her Ophelia. That was one of her daughters. He was crazy about Ophelia.
Oh, okay. So, all right. So now he's at this man's house that was the boss, the owner probably at the mattress factory. So Dad learned how to cook, and so he kept cooking, and he was his chauffeur and his cook?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I wonder how long did he work there?
I don't know, but he left there and went to Memphis.
Okay.
And he got a job as a chauffeur.
Oh, okay. So after he went to, okay, so you kind of backtrack.
But while he was in Little Rock, he got married.
Okay.
He got married to a girl named Lucinda.
Okay.
And she wanted to go to New York. He didn't want to go. She went anyway. That was the cause of them separating.
Okay.
Then he marries another girl in Little Rock that has a little boy.
Okay.
And at that time, he was carrying ice on his shoulder. That must have been before he got the factory job.
Right.
And somebody told her, Miss Richmond said, it lied on the girl, pretending that she was still seeing the boy's father. So he cut out. And that's when he went to Memphis.
Oh, okay.
So he had two wives.
And
The first wife left and went to New York.
And he left the second wife. Okay, so he went to Memphis. He became a chauffeur. And then after he was a chauffeur for a while, that's when he went to the war?
No.
Okay.
He got married again.
He got married again.
Then met a girl with a son.
Another one.
And he always said she was such a nice person, a good person. And this and other. So I said, that's fine. I said, that's fine. She's a good person, everything. So, I got kind of tired of hearing that. And I said, she said, dead when you married. I said, she should have been dead. She should have been good or something. After that, he never mentioned it.
He never mentioned it. But what happened with them? Why did they break up?
She died.
Oh. Oh. I don't mean to
But her family was always crazy about Cottrell. And her brother worked for the Santa Fe Railroad. He was a porter.
Okay.
And he's the one who introduced Cottrell to down there. He put out the application. Then when he filled out his application, that he come from the service now.
Okay, so I was trying to figure out, when did he go to the service? He done left home. He got
Now
married.
he's in Memphis.
Okay.
And now, what you call done died. He done married again.
But when did he go to the service?
After all of this.
Okay, so his third wife dies. He meets another woman.
The first wife didn't die.
I said the third wife dies. Okay?
Yeah.
He meets another
And
lady.
then the fourth wife,
Okay.
they had one daughter.
Okay.
Then they divorced each other.
Okay.
Then he was still working for the Andersons.
Okay.
Chauffeur.
Okay.
And she said the baby was one of the best dressed babies at that church. Because the Andersons,
Okay.
give them clothes, and he lived on the place. Then they divorced because he's I don't want to see a footspot. But anyway, then that's when I met Cottrell after all of this.
Oh, okay. So when you met him, he was working on the Santa Fe Railroad. No, because you said his brother.
He was working at the Andersons.
Okay, but then you said somebody introduced him.
After we got married and he moved to Chicago.
Oh, that's when it happened.
His brother-in-law.
Okay, that's when. Okay, just got that right. All right, so now you are married. You have a son, Cottrell.
We finally got off of Fulton and Weston.
Okay.
And so we come Cottrell said, I'm not going to be living where people don't want me, my children. And I said, Cottrell, I don't think we can buy no house. So he found this house, a 2-flat and a basement. I didn't like it. And I was still in the building, living on the first floor and the basement, and the second. So the second floor was vacant. We moved in the second floor. Then we wanted the first floor for Minnie. So anyway, we stayed there, and then we got everybody on that block, the blacks. We were just close. We still close. And finally, we all have moved out of there.
Well, tell us about the good times you had on Monroe.
Good, that's what I'm saying. We had a
Okay, well-
good time.
Who were the people?
Huh?
Who were the
Well,
families?
after we moved there, I had, 4 years later, I had Carrie.
Okay.
And my husband said, I know she's satisfied.
Okay.
So then she was a beautiful baby with curls, and saying that's what he wanted, a sister with ponytail. Because I was scared he's going to be jealous because he's 4 years old.
Oh.
7 years later, the doctor said I was pregnant again. I told my sister, she said, oh, that's fine. You're still young. I said, yeah. Had the most beautiful, sweetest baby ever. That was Veronica.
You were 43 and Dad was 53.
Yeah.
Now, you had some funny stories about when you was going to the hospital with some of your pregnancies. Dad got all confused. When you went to the hospital with Shane, was Dad there?
Oh, we lived at 2349 Fulton. Then, and we had to get a cab.
Oh, my goodness.
So I had prayed that Dr. Henderson would be off that day. But when I did have the review on the Wednesday, sure enough happened. Called him and told him something's happened. They almost said her legs. He'd take her to the hospital. So my sister said, I told Cottrell, I said, don't tell Mary because she's going to be all excited. She'd be done run all the way down here. She lives another block. And I don't know why in the world she called it when he answered the phone. She said, what are you doing home? He says, I am going to the hospital. We didn't call the cab. She said, hold him till I get there. She was there in 5 minutes. And so when we went past the beauty shop on Oakley Boulevard, we was at 143 North Oakley. There stood my sister Minnie, and who else was that? Ruth Apolato's sister. There's a waving. I'm scared to death. Vera, that's my sister, and Mary and Cottrell. We got to the hospital. and got on the elevator and went on and take to the room. Then I heard it, but I ain't had no more pains. And I heard a lady just hollering, and I said, Lord have mercy. So they said, the doctor said, would you mind if we take this lady in for ahead of you? I said, sure, go ahead. Now I'm thinking, sure, they for here, I guess making me feel better. Well, 12 o'clock came, Dr. Henderson came in, he said, well, Miss Richmond, I'm going to have lunch with my friend. I said, oh, no, Dr. Henderson, you can't leave. I said, because I might have that baby. He said, well, somebody let me here. I said, oh, Lord have mercy. I said, hurry back. So he left.
Oh, wow.
Now I'm scared to death. I said, Lord, Dr. Henderson, I ain't never, I said, what am I going to do? That's when my pain started, after he left. And here come a woman. I couldn't see I was curtain. I was hollering. And so then she called this other young doctor. I thought it was a boy. Looked like, I just couldn't see. They said, oh, don't press. I was just pressing my leg with her. Then you're going to hurt the baby. I said, where's Dr. Henderson? Where's Dr. Henderson? I said, put me to sleep. Put me to sleep now. I thought she was going to put me to sleep. Carried me in the bathroom. Finally carried me in the bathroom. I'm hiding my legs. And got in there. Dr. Henderson was in there. I looked at him. He said, this is Dr. Nesbitt, my partner. You don't know he with me. I'm tired. I ain't paying no attention to that man. And I said to her, now my behind got to be up there with another man. So I was hollering. He said, take it easy. Don't press. He said, don't press. I press. That's how to get this out of me some kind of way.
You mean pushed?
Yeah. Said, don't press. Now we'll tell. Said, you might tell yourself. I said, I told myself already, I guess. Boy, I hollered. I just couldn't stop hollering. So finally the baby was born. And I said, so different. No pain, no nothing. And he said, and I said, what is it? He said, oh, some fine little boy, Dr. Nesbitt said. He said, why is she crying? He said, she wasn't a little girl. Well, he said, oh, Dr. Nesbitt said, oh, that's fine. Give me this letter. I'll take it. I said, leave my baby alone. I'm too old to have that one. Let's give him a girl.
Why did you want a girl?
I thought I wasn't going to have no more children. And I never relied on no boy. I wanted a girl.
Why? Why a girl over a boy?
Girl get closer to the mother. You know what I mean? You know, you never get. Now I had to stay in the hospital 6 days.
Wow.
That's the day they circumcised Shane.
Okay.
And then them little strings hanging up on his little prick. And I said, whoo, I can't take you no bath. I can't touch that. My sister Minnie came every morning and gave me a bath. My sister-in-law Josie, now she had 7 children.
Oh, wow.
She called me. She said, well, Minnie's not coming soon. I told her I would come and give the baby the bath. I said, you sure you know how, honey? She said, after all, I am the mother of 7. I said, I guess you do know how then. I said, because I ain't touching him. I don't know how long it was before I give him a bath. I was scared I was going to drop him. I was scared you little thing, you was like a chicken.
How much did he weigh?
6 pounds and 4 ounces, I think.
It was a nice size.
And then Terry weighed like 6 pounds and 12 ounces.
But what happened on the way to when you got ready for Terry? What did you do on that day?
Oh, that day we went and I told Cottrell, I said, no, he called back. I went to University of Illinois to this one.
Where did you go for Shane?
The Providence. We paid everything. You know, paid for the hospital, paid for the doctor. And then we, at university, you just pay. You don't pay that much. Okay. And Cottrell said to me, yes, how's your wife? My wife. And he was, oh, she's fine. She just delivered a little girl. He said, don't tell me no more. I know she's satisfied. And that's what she wanted.
Well, you didn't have that much pain with Terry?
No. But my back didn't hurt. I kept waiting for my back to hurt. Everybody said your back almost breaks. So then...
So I guess your back almost broke when Shane was born, huh?
My back ain't hurt. That's what,
Only your legs.
That's my legs.
Oh, okay.
And that's why I come to... I'm being big, I'm pushing my legs, and I guess I was... All that night, my legs hurt. Now, Cottrell was asleep.
That was with Shane?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he got up to go to work. And I was like, wow. He said, how long you been there? I said, all night you ain't heard nothing? And he said, you person had the baby. I said, I ain't having the baby until March. This is February. And that's when he called Dr. Henson. He said to rush me to the hospital.
Oh, so Shane was early.
And that's when we found out that Shane was born in February instead of March.
Oh, okay.
So see, I never knew when I was pregnant because I was
irregular. Oh, okay.
And the doctor would always try to figure out, you know.
So Terry was an easy birth. Okay, so what happened?
It wasn't so easy, but each time I had stitches.
Okay. Okay, so now 7 years later.
Yeah, comes the baby.
Okay, so now what happened with my birth?
He was quiet driving. We both old sitting up there. So I said, I know you must have called back. I said, because as soon as I got to the hospital, I had the baby. I said,
When he left you there?
When he left, I think I had you before he could get back home. He said, I didn't get home till around 2 o'clock. I said, where'd you go? He said, I was lost. That's why he was sitting around looking scared to death. And he said, when I that he thought I was in so much pain, can't carry me because I'm putting my legs on him. At night, I didn't let my stomach, my legs wouldn't go to. I just lay my legs over on him to rest. He said, like I was in so much pain, he didn't want me to have no more babies. And then that's why when I came home from the hospital, all the Shane's friends was lined up on the steps waiting to see the baby.
Who was there?
There was Adam, Solomon, Mucci, Little Joe, and the Adam, and they was waiting. And as soon as they saw the baby, they flew a mirror like. They called you honey. Some called you honey, some called you money.
Not money.
And your daddy called you pet.
Right. So did you have a lot of pain with me as well, or what? Since it was 7 years difference, did you have a lot of pain?
No, you was
Shane
the easy baby.
Okay.
And the biggest baby I had. They said bigger the baby, easier they have anyway. If the baby's big, it can help you. But you weighed 6 pounds and a half, I think. And I said, but the reason all my babies was little, I smoked.
Oh.
The whole time. I didn't have sense to know it. And then just like morning sickness, and I didn't have all of that. And I worked up until, just like you was born in February.
Right.
I worked in January. Same way, only time I quit work, I was scared to chill when I turned the customer and might hit me in the stomach. And that's the only reason I quit work. I wasn't sick, I was strong. Oh, Lord, I was really strong. Minnie was one. She had to parch her, because she didn't drink milk. She parched her cornflakes or whatever, and so she'd eat that. And she was sick there.
I'll give you a break.
Oh,